In the whirlwind of public life, where spotlights illuminate triumphs and scandals with equal ferocity, Cheryl Hines has emerged as a figure of quiet fortitude, her journey intertwined with one of America's most polarizing personalities, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Their marriage, forged in the snowy slopes of a 2004 fundraiser and sealed amid the Kennedy clan's storied Hyannisport compound a decade later, has weathered storms that would capsize lesser vessels. Hines, the Emmy-nominated comic genius behind Curb Your Enthusiasm Cheryl David, has long thrived in the art of improvisation, turning awkward encounters into laugh-out-loud gold. But off-screen, her reality has demanded a different kind of performance, one of unwavering support amid betrayal, familial rifts, and the relentless scrutiny of a nation divided. In a candid revelation, Hines discloses hitting an emotional wall so profound it sent her to urgent care, her body rebelling against the cumulative weight of personal grief and marital upheaval. This isn't a tale of fairy tale romance but a raw chronicle of resilience, where love persists not despite the chaos, but through its searing trials, offering a blueprint for holding fast when the world urges flight. Their origin story reads like a rom-com scripted by Larry David himself. Two activists crossing paths at a ski trip charity event, both ensnared in prior commitments. Kennedy, then married to his second wife and deeply immersed in environmental causes, caught Hines's eye not for his lineage but his passion. 6 years later, unattached and serendipitously reunited, sparks flew anew. I was thunderstruck from the moment we started talking, Hines recalls of that electric reconnection. I don't know how I missed before how blue his eyes are. I felt his magnetic energy. He echoed the sentiment, and by 2014, they wed in a ceremony steeped in Kennedy lore, Ethel Kennedy hosting at her iconic Massachusetts estate. What began as a blend of shared values, environmentalism, family, a disdain for superficiality, evolved into a partnership tested by Kennedy's audacious presidential bid, his vaccine skepticism, and, most wrenchingly, allegations of infidelity that exploded into tabloid fodder last fall. The scandal erupted during a family vacation in Italy, where Hines, alongside blended stepchildren including her daughter Catherine, now 21, absorbed the bombshell of Kennedy's purported year-long affair with journalist Olivia Nuzzi. Thrust into headlines via Nuzzi's New York Magazine profile turned personal exposé, the news hit like a rogue wave. The swirl of headlines, rumors and insinuations was upsetting and overwhelming, Hines shares. I had hit a wall. Stranded abroad, she postponed her unraveling until solitude allowed, tabling the breakdown for Tier Street hotel nights. Returning stateside, their reconciliation unfolded in the unlikeliest of confessional booths, a parked car under private security's watchful eyes. Distance yawned between them, bridged only by threads of co-parenting duty. I felt so distant from him, she admits. It seemed like the only threads connecting me to him were directly tied to all of our kids. I respected and adored them too much not to listen. What followed were days of unfiltered reckoning. We stopped everything and drilled down on the truth, reknitting bonds frayed by secrecy. Through soul-searching dialogues, they fortified their union, emerging with a pact to prioritize transparency amid the glare. Yet, the Nuzzi saga lingers like a persistent fog, amplified by her forthcoming book laden with intimate revelations, dissected in New York Times interviews and Vanity Fair excerpts. Hines copes by curating her focus. I stay centered on my life, my family, what I am accomplishing and doing, and I have to block out the chatter. The external din, pundits, trolls, estranged allies, swells to deafening crescendos, but she mutes it with deliberate intention, channeling energy into writing, acting pursuits, and the quiet joys of home. This strategy extends to the broader backlash. Friends lost to ideological chasms, including a radio silence from David, her Curb co-star, and a vocal Democrat who once branded Trump as sociopath. Larry has always been a good friend, Hines reflects wistfully. And I know that he's very passionate about politics. So I haven't spoken to him in a long time, but I can only imagine that he probably has a lot of feelings. In Los Angeles, her poker nights with steadfast pals persist unchanged, a microcosm of normalcy amid the maelstrom. As a registered independent, Hines navigates these divides with empathy, urging depoliticization of discourse. It's not black and white, to me anyway. Let's take a breath and listen to each other and not judge. Compounding the personal betrayals was a profound familial loss. The death of her nephew, a heartbreak that amplified every shadow. There were dark times, she concedes, mourning amid marital chaos. Yet, from these depths, Hines charts a new chapter unforeseen, one of unanticipated growth. Politics, once peripheral, now fascinates her. I'm learning something new every day. And actually it makes me happy to learn new things. Her D.C. sojourns, drawn by Kennedy's Health and Human Services nomination under Trump, immerse her in fervent circles, contrasting LA's passionate but distancing vibe. Their vaccine debates once sparked probing queries from friends. Some drew lines, fostering distance without outright rupture. I could feel some friends becoming distant, she acknowledges, yet clings to the unbreakable. I'm at a place now where I can appreciate what's happening in my life, and I feel strong and ready, and I'm having a really good time with the people around me. Security fears shadowed their every step, a Kennedy curse revisited. During his independent run, absent Secret Service detail left Hines vigilant. I would stay dressed with my shoes on until I was ready to go to bed, just because I didn't know what was going to happen. Threats materialized. Rally intruders with loaded guns, a double trespass at their LA home in 2023, escalating post-Trump's July 2024 assassination attempt. Biden's belated protection order brought relief, but not before a post-shooting meeting with the bandaged ex-president triggered Hines's body into revolt. He had the bandage on his ear that was a reminder of how close the bullet was to his temple, she recounts. It really struck me that something could happen in an instant. Conversation veered to life or death stakes, Kennedy mulling an endorsement. The stress manifested physically, hives erupted, lips swelled, throat threatened closure. Urgent care became sanctuary. The stress of all of it was a lot, she says, a stark reminder of vulnerability's toll.